took 1,100 Los Angeles police officers, plus almost 300 of our allied agencies, to conduct the 48 location search warrants that were done this morning. That's 1 out of 9 Los Angeles police officers, and almost all of my detectives were involved in this operation.
In June of last year, we announced a federal racketeering indictment that charged 70 members of the Drew Street clique of the Avenues gang with criminal acts that included murders, extortion, witness tampering, and drug sales. Those charges and the resulting arrests were combined with a series of property abatement actions by the Los Angeles City Attorney's Office and a series of actions by the Los Angeles Police Department that included things like neighborhood meetings, police walking beats on the streets, and community revitalization efforts, all of which were intended to try and free the area from gang control and return it to its law-abiding residents. Today, after another year plus of investigation, we're back to announce another federal racketeering indictment that charges another 88 defendants linked to the Avenues gang, 33 of whom were already in custody and 46 of whom were arrested this morning. That indictment was prepared over the course of a year and a half, primarily by 2 assistants in our office, Christopher Brunwyn and Ariel Newman. And it was the result of investigative efforts by, as you've heard already, a wide-ranging team of law enforcement agents that included federal, state, and local officers. As a result of the charges that have been filed, and they're contained in a 222-page indictment, copies of which are over there, each of the 88 defendants who is charged faces a sentence of up to life and a mandatory minimum of 10 years in federal prison where there is no parole. At the center of the new case are allegations that the Mexican mafia sought to reorganize the Avenues gang and regain the power that it had lost after last year's takedown, namely, the power to intimidate and terrorize the residents of the neighborhoods over which the Avenues assert control. The investigation targeting the Avenues gang started soon after the Drew Street takedown, but it expanded after the August 2nd, 2008 murder of Los Angeles County Sheriff's Deputy Juan Escalante.
So some of you who were here for previous press conferences may say, well, what's different this time? Sure, you can keep smashing with that hammer, but, how often do you need to do that before this goes away? Well, I want to single out folks in my staff, Alejandro Marroquin, who's here, Sally Martinez, Mitch O'Farrell. Since our last crackdown in the Drew Estar area, we've installed lights and stop signs, and we've held health fairs and youth fairs and job workshops. And we had a college initiative for young people who are just in elementary school and then junior high school, middle schools, to be able to plant a seed of a different future for them. And we're not going away either, because we believe that investment for all the families of the Northeast has to take place where we have the stick that says if you step out, we are taking back these communities. But we also have the carrot of a better life.
Well, the Avenues are a multi-generational street gang that has been entrenched in a small geographic portion of the city of Los Angeles for 4 decades. The other street gangs that you mentioned are much more diverse in their span of geography. They don't. They are more driven by financial incentives than the Avenues. The Avenues are all about owning turf, which is a very traditional Hispanic street gang motif. They're all about owning turf. They're all about controlling that neighborhood, and that's what makes them so diabolical in their effect on that community. Is that they are all about control. It took 40 years to get to this point. We are not going to cure this with one operation, and that is for people to think they're just taking off the leadership of one generation of a street gang like the Avenues is going to end their streak of terrorism. That's not true. What this takes is consistent enforcement combined with what the mayor talked about: prevention, intervention programs, and reentry programs.
In this community, if you know, there were 2 summer night lights projects, one at Cypress Park and one at Glassell Park. There was a real commitment to the families and the communities there. Gang members were welcome. What we said to them is, if you're going to abide by the social compact that says you got to respect the right of families to be able to be safe here, then you're welcome. And we did that. And we're working to give folks alternatives. The LAPD has a reentry program that is the most progressive anywhere in the United States of America. I don't know a lot of law enforcement agencies that would sponsor a reentry program. They're committed to all of that. But we're holding today's event to make it absolutely clear. We will hold you accountable when you break the law, when you terrorize communities, when you engage in wanton gang and gun violence. We are also committed, however, to the safety net that's so critical to move these people out permanently from gangs.